And welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen. Today I'm sharing with you guys 20 plus fall DIYs. So this first one, I'm using 2 crates, a pumpkin and a chocolate bar acrylic paint, and I'm going to be painting these crates. So I picked these up from Michael's when they were only 99 cents. They are no longer 99 cents. So just grab the ones from Dollar Tree. They are cheaper for only $1.25. So I'm just painting these in that pumpkin color. It is from Arteza, but I really found a really pretty pumpkin-y color from Waverly Chalk Paint and just a good old apple barrel. So it doesn't matter. Just grab an orange, use it, all good. So I did paint the stems, which are Jenga blocks, with that chocolate bar color, and I just used my miter shears to cut them in half so these can be little stems for these crate pumpkins. These are so cute. I decided to put a stem on the end of one of the crates and then the sides because I just wanted these to be a little bit different in different heights, so when I put them on a shelf they would kind of just, flow together and look good. I'm just using some of this straw. I want to say it's like straw. I think I just picked this up around Easter time instead of the fall time, but I'm sure it's the exact same thing as if you picked up from Walmart or Michael's or Dollar Store. And then just adding some greenery here, and that is it for these. For this next DIY, I'll be using a crate. This one is actually from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using the color khaki. This is by Apple Barrel, that 50-some cent paint from Walmart. And I decided to use my Cricut. This says apple picking 25 cents, and I just use that for the side of the crate because if you did not already know what we're making, a cute little wagon to throw some apples in for the fall time. So I love pumpkins. It's usually pumpkin everything in my house, except we don't like anything that tastes like pumpkin, although I love decorating in all pumpkins. So to add something apple to this video, and even just to make something apple for a video in general, is just a little out of my comfort zone. I usually don't, but I found some really cute apples from Amazon, and I was like, okay, these are adorable. I have to use these in some sort of way. So to make the handle for the wagon, I am just using a little Jenga block for the bottom because I needed something to glue the wooden dowel to, but I want it to stick out just a little bit. So I did use the miter shears once again to cut that wooden dowel down. And then now I just used a wood piece. These came in a ton from Dollar Tree a while ago, and I just cut it down into a little triangle to make it like a cute little handle. So now I decided to paint the wheels. You could totally do this beforehand. I decided to do it after, and I am just using that Waverly wax in the antique color. And once the paint was done and dry, it was always the fun part is to add the straw and the apples and just make it look super cute. I love adding all the fun little details and accessories to crafts. For this DIY, I'm using the same colors. I'm using that khaki, that pumpkin color by Arteza, and the Waverly Chalk Paint in white. I don't really have a ton of paint colors. I kind of like to keep them pretty neutral, and then I will buy paint colors. If it's like fall, I'll buy orange. If it's spring, I'll buy pink or purple. But I don't always keep them on hand because I just really kind of use white and black and gray and some greens. So you see a lot of like similarities or similar paint colors when I am obviously crafting for the fall time. So I'm using another one of these crates, and I decided to paint the bottom and the sides with that pumpkin color, and now we are going into that white, and then that khaki is going to be on a different, I'd say, line or slat of the crate. And then if you have not watched my channel before, I love making faux books out of the crates from the Dollar Tree. So that is what I'm making here. I make them every single year. I make them for every season. every chance I can, or everything I can think of, I will make faux books. I think they are so fun to do. You're going to see some new ones this year probably, because I just like having different ones every year. But this one was actually one of my favorites. I just used my Cricut and cut out pumpkin picking, apple cider, and hay rides. Maybe like little arrows would be super cute on this as well, like a sign. And then I'm just using some ribbon from the Dollar Tree to finish this off. Doesn't matter what sign you have from Dollar Tree, you can create absolutely anything. So if I have an Easter sign, I can obviously make a fall sign just with a little bit of love and paint. And right here we are using some Dollar Tree fabric. Sunflowers are not typically my thing. They are beautiful outside, but as far as decorating, not so much. But sometimes Dollar Tree really steps up. And I was like, this is actually really, really pretty. And it's kind of fun not to just have black and white in my home and some wood. So this is actually kind of fun to have in my home because it is just a little bit of color, and sometimes color is just what we need. I'm using some Mod Podge to go over the top of this fabric, and then I did later on use Mod Podge for the top of this as well. And I think that is kind of optional for this because I think it would have stayed with the Mod Podge regardless. I'm just using a little rotary blade to cut the excess of the fabric off once the Mod Podge dried. And like I said, this part is probably pretty optional, but it doesn't take that long to do. And if you use a hairdryer, it dries very quickly. So I'm using this truck. This is also from Dollar Tree, and I think they have these every single year. I think I bought a ton from the previous few years, and I think this was like a leftover one that I had. So I don't normally buy very many of these trucks, although I still really like the truck fad that they had years ago. Like everyone had to have the trucks. I still actually really like it. So for the pumpkins on this truck, I'm using the color Terracotta. It is by Arteza Paint. And then I am using the color in the navy by Dixie Belle to make this truck navy. I think this is the closest to actual navy that I've ever seen. And I probably say this in every single time I use it, but it is just like my favorite navy color. And I wanted obviously a navy truck to kind of pop out with that sunflower background. So now I'm using that antique wax to paint the top, and then I just kind of dry brush those pumpkins to make them look like they just came out of a pumpkin patch. Glue that together, and then these sunflowers were also from the Dollar Tree, and I just kind of fluffed them out and glued them together, and I think this is such a cute little DIY. Sure, many of you are coffee drinkers or really like that pumpkin spice, caramel lattes, all the things. I personally am not, which is kind of crazy to me to think that everyone drinks coffee in this world or tea, something, and it is just not anything that I like. Although they're always so pretty and they look so cute. Like we're kind of more like the hot chocolate people. And I'm really not one of those people either. But in our home, we always make hot chocolate during the holidays and especially in the cooler seasons. So I wanted to redo these signs. So I am just going in with that in the navy color once again and just kind of lining everything up. And I do not have the most steady hands, but I mean, when you do take your time, you can get a pretty solid line. If you're not good at all, use some painter's tape. It works wonders, but I just wanted to make a fun little craft. It's nothing crazy. It does not have to be perfect. I'm not selling this by any means. So, I mean, the lines are the lines. Once that was done, I just wanted to add something kind of simple to these. So they had some really cute stickers from the Dollar Tree, and they always have some really, really cute stickers around the fall time. I think they actually have cute stickers all the time. and I just don't use them very often. I'm just adding a bow to the top of this, and I think this is so adorable. I got this bow from Amazon, and it came in quite a large pack, so I will link those bows down in the description box below for you guys. And if I do forget to link anything, let me know in the comments and I will find that link for you. So I decided to do a smaller pumpkin spice latte, and as you can see, I'm really going with that white as far as covering everything up. It's kind of a good primer. And then now I'm going back with that terracotta color by Arteza. This was like my favorite color to use because it was like a burnt orange. So for fall, I thought that was just a beautiful color to use besides that like bright orange color. So once that was done, I just decided to add some stickers to this as well. I really try to use up 80 to 90% of everything that I buy. So if I buy stickers, I want to use all the stickers. So I always try to use up as much as possible. So I wrapped some twine around, added one of those wood cutouts. They always have them at Dollar Tree, or at least they do at mine. And then I just added a sticker to the center of this one. Now for this DIY, I'll be using 3 of these wooden pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, and I feel like they have these every single year, and I love using them every single year. Using the color in the Waverly Moss White and that terracotta color once again. I'm just painting each of these pumpkins their own color. And for these, I kind of thought about using some scrapbook paper or some fabric, but I went ahead and used rub-on transfers. And these rub-on transfers, I still see around every now and then at Dollar Tree. I have so many of them that I can no longer pick any more up until I use every single one. But I really liked these because they have that farm theme, but they also have pumpkins on them as well. So I'm just adding these to the area in like the center of the pumpkins. So once I added all of my rub-on transfers, I am just going to be gluing these together just to make like a fun little, I'd say like a large sign. I like to call them topiaries, although I know that's technically not the definition for them, but just like a really tall outdoor sign. And it doesn't have to say anything because I always have some sort of sign outside that will say welcome or stay a while or happy fall or welcome fall. So you don't always need like words on everything. And I did learn that recently. So I still have like a million words all over my home that says farmhouse, blessed, all the things, but I do still like those signs. So for this next one, I am just using a thrifted sign, and this is just from a garage sale or Goodwill, and you can just grab any old sign from the dollar store or whatever you have on hand. Even just use some items or signs that you no longer want to use at your home and just recycle them, reuse them. I grabbed these, I'd say they're wooden or burlap, but I think they're more like an MDF, and I loved these little leaves. I thought they were adorable. So I just had 4 of them, glued them to that sign, and then I'm just going to be adding some wooden letters to the center, and it is just going to spell out fall, and I think these are adorable. Next DIY, where you're just using a wooden pumpkin and this beautiful fabric from the Dollar Tree. And fabric I think I'm going to have to bring it back this year. I haven't used it in a while, but it is actually pretty fun to use. It's just like I feel like it's a more vibrant, like prettier thing to use besides a scrapbook paper, and it works fairly similar. At least I think. Like, you can say, no, it's not. It's completely different. For sure it is, but I think it kind of works the same. You just have to wait for it to dry before you can trim it down, or I prefer to wait until everything is dry and then trim it around the edges or sand it, do whatever I have to do to make it work. I'm just Mod Podging the backside and also the top. But like I said, this is pretty optional if you're just going to make like a quick little DIY. I'm using some leaves. These were also from the Dollar Tree. And then that faux leather Thankful. I'm just gluing that to the center. And they had those, and then Blessed faux leather from the Dollar Tree, and I think those are so cute. I honestly cannot wait to see what Dollar Tree has for fall this year. I have not seen any Dollar Trees in my area thus far. It's still July of fall yet. I am patiently waiting, but I feel like sometimes my stores get fall in last. Like after Halloween, they're like, okay, maybe we'll get fall out now. I feel like that's what they always do to me. I'm just adding one of those sunflowers. And I want to say this one came from Dollar Tree too, but if you can't find these at Dollar Tree, they have very inexpensive ones from Hobby Lobby. This DIY, I am using a wooden box. This was from Michael's, and I think it was 99 cents when I picked it up. Although Michael's prices have gone up, it's crazy, like a crazy inexpensive. Like everything that was 99 cents is like $2.99 now, which I find absolutely crazy. But I found some like potpourri, and I think this was actually from a yard sale, but they had little pumpkins, and I'm like, okay, I know I can use little pumpkins and kind of shove some potpourri in there, and just making a really cute small sign. And then I am also using some rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree to add into the sign as well. So I like this little half wreath, and then I'm going to be sticking another rub-on transfer in there that says hello fall. All right, so these wood mason jars, these were already painted and ready to go. I think I probably did another craft and then I changed my mind on what I was going to do. I'm using these leaf rub-on transfers. These are my favorites I've ever found from the Dollar Tree, and I hope they get new ones out because the last 2 years they have had the exact same ones, and I'm kind of just ready for something new. And I feel like if I use them every single year, my stuff looks the exact same. So hopefully they have some new ones. So I just wrapped some twine around the top of that mason jar, and these are the ones that were from so long ago, and they had like pink and blue foam flowers on the top. And I kind of just flipped it over and painted it, and I just added a chalkboard sign to this. This was from Dollar Tree. Some of these little wooden leaves were from Hobby Lobby, and then of course another Amazon bow. Dollar Tree had these rub-on transfer stickers. These were so easy to put together, and you didn't really have to like figure out what you were going to make because it was kind of already a really nice pre-made rub-on transfer. They had quite a few of these: Hello Fall, Pumpkin Spice, and Everything Nice. I do not like that saying, and you will see it everywhere, and I feel like that makes me cringe. Like, it was cute for a little while, and then like year after year after year, you kind of keep reading it, and I'm like, oh, why does it have to be this? Can't we come up with a different saying? But either way, this turned out really cute. I just added some twine and a leaf. I think these are really great for tier trays. Pumpkin came from Family Dollar. It was only $1, and we're using these rub-on transfers once again. So I love that wood color, just the raw wood, natural wood. Although I know this is probably not 100% wood. I just really like that color. I don't feel like it always needs to be painted. It's completely up to what you want to do with these, but I just added some rub-on transfers to this. You could add greenery, you could add bows, you could add all kinds of stuff, but sometimes I just like to leave things pretty plain, and that is what I did for this, and I think this one is adorable. This is a really large pumpkin. This was $6.99 from Hobby Lobby, and then they're always 50% off, sometimes even 60% off. I'm using a Minwax wax, and I'm not sure exactly what color this is. I will link it down below if you guys want to know, or I'll link the original video for you guys, because obviously I made these DIYs last year. But I think this turned out so nice, and I think for like $3.99 or $4 for this large wood piece, you can make some really cute stuff with Hobby Lobby items. So it doesn't have to be Dollar Tree all the time, although we always find it's like at a good price point. But check out Hobby Lobby. You would be so surprised at how inexpensive some of their items are, especially when they have that 60% off. I think this Hello Fall was $4 or $3. So I'm making a huge sign for my door for under $10, which I think that is an amazing deal. So I did use some caulk to put in the little holes, and then I just used the Waverly chalk paint in the color white to paint that Hello Fall, some hot glue to glue the Hello Fall sign on, and then you add your embellishments and you're good to go. One of my favorite DIYs last year were these faux pumpkin pies. I used some wood slices. I found them at a yard sale for $2 or $1, something very inexpensive. And I cut them into fours, but you can pick these up at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I just think it's going to be a little pricey or a little expensive. But if you're going to have these forever, like, why not buy what you want, make what you want? Or you can cut some wood outside if you are into doing stuff like that. Do that instead. So I mixed the color pumpkin with the truffle color just to make a more pumpkin pie look. I think this looks like pumpkin pie. And last year I asked people, do you guys call it baby poop pie? Because my family did for so many years. When my whole huge entire family would get together, like, that is just, I think my mom still calls it that. I don't eat pumpkin pie, but I feel like that's always what it's called around the holidays. And then I'm using good old caulk from Dollar Tree. And I will say this caulk is actually really good when you even just need to use it for its real purpose. And I just wanted to make some like whipped cream around the edges to make some pumpkin pies, along with that like whipped cream center on each of the pumpkins. And I think, or the pumpkin pie slices. I said the pumpkins. You know what I meant. And I think these turned out so good. I think these are really great for like a table or a centerpiece or tier trays. I think these are so adorable. And they only cost me like 25 cents a piece or 50 cents a piece per slice, which I think is a great deal. Next one, I'm using another one of those wood pumpkins from Dollar Tree, and then I'm just using that antique wax by Waverly, adding some water to make a faux stain. Now, I like doing faux stains, especially when it is cold outside or it is way too hot and nothing will dry. So I think this is just a great way to do stain. Even if you don't like the smell of it, you just don't want to do it, this is a really inexpensive way as well. I'm using some more of those rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree. I am obsessed with rub-on transfers, so if you are new to my channel, and if you're not new to my channel, you know that I love rub-on transfers. I use them any chance I get. I buy them from any place I possibly can, and now I need to find like some new fall rub-on transfers. So, and I actually think I have some. I think I bought some off Amazon last year, and then I kind of quit doing fall DIYs. So, yeah. We'll just have to see. I'm already in the process of figuring out what I'm going to do for fall. So if you guys have any suggestions of what you guys would like to see, let me know in the comments below. So once that is completely done, I'm just using these little faux leather tags and kind of putting them around the side. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do or how it was looking. I kind of had to change my mind multiple times on this one. And then we finally got it solved. And I think these turned out adorable. And if you don't glue anything to this, you can always reuse these later on. Again on these faux wood pumpkins, but I can't help it. So I grabbed some of this peel and stick wallpaper from Dollar Tree, and we're gonna be just tracing out the pumpkin on the back side and then peel and sticking it right to the center of this. And there's just so many things that you can do with these wood pumpkins. You can stack them, you can make larger signs with them, you could add scrapbook paper to these, you could add peel and stick wallpaper. I'm using this galvanized hello. This was from Family Dollar as well. I don't go in Family Dollar very often, but I do have a friend that likes to go. So when we have lunch or something, we will pop into Family Dollar and go into there. I think her name's Teresa, and I think she's the only one that could actually get me to step foot in Family Dollar, because there's been so many times I've gone in there and it is so disappointing. And then I'm just adding some twine to the top of this stem and adding some leaves, of course. And I think this is adorable. Another Family Dollar wooden pumpkin. I was actually trying to see if I could take that galvanized leaf off, and I think it would be impossible. So I'm like, okay, we'll just paint around it. It will be just fine. So I don't know why this is so out of focus. Is it out of focus for you guys? It's a little out of focus for me. Anyways, I'm just painting it with the color Moss by Waverly. And then I am just going to be painting the bottom as well. And then, of course, we're going to be adding a chalkboard pumpkin to the bottom of this and cover that hole with a bow. And this is so cute. This is like very simple, very quick to do, and I think it is it's adorable. I think adorable is my word of the video. Adorable. Did say I like these wood pumpkins. There's nothing I can do about it. I think they're so cute, and there's so many ways to use them. Use a calendar from the Dollar Tree. That is, I know you guys have those calendars, and I know you have them from the last year and the year before and the year before, because they're so cute, and we get obsessive over having to find them and buy them. I have not found the 2024 calendars yet, which I'm a little disappointed, but at the same time, I'm kind of okay with it. But if I do find them, I will be buying them. One of each, or maybe two of each, or one, probably just one, because I have the ones from last year that I don't think I've even opened yet. So let me know in the comments, do you guys have your calendars that you've never used? But this is cute. Add one of those little wood cutouts, some twine. This is it. I think these little roosters are, I think this pumpkin is so cute, especially if you guys like Farmhouse like I do. This will definitely go with your home decor all the time. This is actually one of my favorites, and I'm not sure why it's in the back of the video. So I'm using some of those little wooden ornaments, paint your own wood ornaments. They're probably supposed to be for kids, but I highly doubt any kids ever buy them since us crafters like take them all. I'm just adding some scrapbook paper. I got this from More Decal and Decor. It's Liz's website. She has some amazing wood cutouts and some awesome scrapbook paper. I'll link it down below. I think I always do anyways. And I'm using some of that antique wax with the water to stain these, scrapbook paper these, make a cute little garland. I have always wished to have some sort of mantle or fireplace in my house. It will never happen. We have no place for it, no spot for it. Even if I like tore down my entire house and rebuilt one, I don't really know if I would want a mantle all the time. But it'd be fun to like decorate only for the holidays, like hang your stockings for Christmas, hang some garlands and like pumpkins on it. I would like love to do that, but only for like 2 months out of the year. The rest of the months I probably wouldn't like it, but I'd like to like be able to like bring one in and out. Anyways, I have stories all day long. I like to talk, if you guys didn't know, about all kinds of stuff. It's fun. Using Elmer's glue stick. I always use the Elmer's glue stick. Use that moss color for the Waverly chalk paint. Wood beads from Amazon, and you have yourself a cute little garland to set on your hutch or hang on your mantle. This one, I am using these wood circles. They are 3 large plywood cutouts. They're little wood pieces from Hobby Lobby. I got these at a yard sale as well. And using the color pumpkin to paint this wood piece. Of course, I just had to use some Waverly Antique Wax to kind of make this look more like a pumpkin. I also used my Cricut to cut out this Why Hello There Fall to add this to the center of my circle pumpkin. Yeah, we're going to make this into a pumpkin. Is that possible? Absolutely yes. I love using my Cricut any chance I get, although sometimes I just dread taking all the tools out. But like once my Cricut is out and I'm using it, I will make like 50 things so that maybe not 50, maybe like 5 or 6, but I'm always like, okay, what else can I make? What else can I cut out? What else is like really cute to do? Using, of course, Jenga blocks. I don't buy these very often. I don't love using these. They're not even Jenga blocks, tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. I see so many people make some really cool stuff out of these. I have never had a huge love for these tumbling tower blocks ever, but for pumpkin stems, it works perfect. I glued 2 together. I'm gluing it to the top. Add your leaves, add your bows, add whatever you like to the top of this, and that is it for this. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little recap compilation of last year's fall DIYs. These were some of my favorites. I went through every video, and these are hands down my absolute favorites from last year. I cannot wait to start out 2023's fall DIYs very soon for you guys. But if you liked this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I would love if you consider sticking around and subscribing. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!